guys, what's up? It is your girl Kelly, and thank you so much for clicking on this video, guys. I am so appreciative of you for being here with me today, and if you're new here, I hope that you will subscribe to the channel, guys. That would mean so much to me. It's a really easy way to help me out, help my channel out, and yeah, I'd be forever thankful. So, guys, if you're not new here, then y'all already know y'all are amazing. I appreciate every last one of you that interacts with me on my channel, who subscribed, everyone who comments, likes the videos. It really does mean a lot, and I am so appreciative that I've been able to grow this channel, even the little bit that I have, and as much as I have in such a short period of time, and it wouldn't be possible without all of you guys. So thank you so much, guys. And so let's get right on into it. And as you guys can see already from what we're looking at here, we are getting into part 2 of the Darrell Brooks trial, or as I like to refer to it, because I don't tend to like to give these psychopathic, like, serial killer types or just like mass murderer types like the type of like coverage or like name association that they desire, most of them. So I kind of want to like try to refer to him as least as possible, even though we're doing a series about this trial. It's because of what it is that he did, you know, his crimes, and I feel like it's important to show and to understand, you know, people like this, and to understand what can be done, like in our within our judicial system. The fact that he was able to represent himself in this courtroom, make a mockery out of the whole entire thing the way that he did, make a mockery out of the victims. I think it is important to shed light on it and to pay the respect to the victims that they deserve, because that's really what it's all about. So, you know, that's kind of like where my thinking is. So we are going to start off by honoring these people, and we're going to say their name at the beginning of each video. And rest in peace to Tamara Durand, Wilhelm Hospel, Jane Coolidge, Leanna Owen, Virginia Sorensen, and Jackson Sparks. Okay, so rest in peace to these 6 people, and you know, we hope that they are, you know, their families can find some sort of solace in the fact that, you know, this monster is going to spend the rest of his life behind bars, and, you know, hopefully. I don't know. I don't want to start wishing negatively on anybody. But you guys get it. Y'all understand what I'm saying. I think you can refer to and reference what I'm trying to get at there. But maybe he'll meet the same fate as like a Jeffrey Dahmer did in prison. Who knows? We'll see. You know, we'll have to be on the lookout for that. But I hope that the families can find some sort of forgiveness in their hearts, some sort of healing from this tragedy that they were subjected to, and just hopefully all of these 6 people are resting in peace at this point. So let's get into the trial now, guys. So we're going to be talking about now the first week of the trial. So last video we talked about initially his crime, like his initial crime, and how that all came to pass. And we talked about the very first day of trial, just so you'll kind of get a glimpse into his behavior and what it would kind of be like. And this week was no different, guys, so buckle up. I hope you're ready, and if you're not, then you need to get ready real quick, because he is not playing around, and he is he ate and left no crumbs, in the respect of, like, he made a complete fool out of himself and everyone in this courtroom. So we're going to get into a few of the witnesses that were called to the stand. Now, right now, of course, in the first week of trial, it's the prosecution's case that they're presenting. So these are all prosecution witnesses, or just, you know, clips from the trial of the first week. And so I'm going to show you a few things that I thought were like the most not important, but just that I felt were like worthy to be highlighted and for what we're going to be talking about today. Obviously, the entire trial and everyone's testimony was equally as important, and everyone's experience was equally as important, but these were just ones that I picked that I thought were just really astounding, and truly displayed the lack of empathy and the monstrous behavior that this man displayed in this courtroom after he had been accused, and honestly, I don't want to say he was accused. He did it. I mean, he killed 6 people by running them over with a vehicle. So, you know, he's a monster, and he proved that tenfold during this trial. So let's get into, without further ado, let's get into the clips. And I believe we're going to start with his, the prosecution calls his baby mama to the stand. And I believe she's one of the very first witnesses. So obviously we're not going to be able to go over everything on this series, guys, but we are going to highlight some of the, different people that I thought were, crucial to the trial and were crucial to telling the story of what exactly happened here. And she was definitely a crucial key component to this entire thing, because if you don't remember, this is kind of what set him off that day, and not to say that it's her fault, because it definitely is not. But he was a bomb waiting to explode. I mean, he just was. He was bound to hurt somebody, and he did hurt people. Even before this, he hurt plenty of people throughout all of his life. But it started off with this argument with her, his baby mama, his ex-girlfriend, whatever you want to call her. And so she is one of the very first people to testify in court. So it starts off rather explosive, and I believe it's going to pick up basically during his cross-examination. So we're not going to get too much into the prosecution asking the questions of her. We're going to more get into their interaction, because that's whenever you get to see this psycho on full display, and how he's referring to himself. I want you guys to take note of how he's referring to himself in regards to the trial, and how he is asking questions of the witnesses, and just his demeanor, and how he's acting overall. So just take notice of his behavior in these clips, and let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Okay, guys, so let's get on into it. I'm going to pull up the first clip here. I believe I have it ready. Okay, perfect. So let's get into it, guys. Y'all like the video, please. Comment, subscribe, do it all. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
We've been watching testimony this morning in the deadly Wisconsin parade crash trial. 6 people were killed, dozens more injured after a vehicle sped through a Christmas parade in downtown Waukesha, Wisconsin in November of last year. The defendant, Daryl Brooks, is accused of driving that vehicle. He faces 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide along with 70 other charges. He is also representing himself. On the stand right now is the defendant's ex-girlfriend, Erica Patterson. We just heard direct. Now it is time for Daryl Brooks to cross-examine his ex.
Guys, I'm going to pause right here. I really hope that the video is not lagging. It's on my end, as I'm viewing it, it is lagging really bad. So apologies if it is for you guys as well. I'm going to go ahead and just record this whole video and see, because before in the past, I've had issues where, the same thing happened. It looked like it was lagging on my end. When I played it back, it was fine. So, disregard if it's not, and if it is, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that, but let's get into it.
First of all, good morning.
Good morning.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
What?
You stated that you were hanging out with your friend Miss Corey on the day of this incident, correct?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that you were hanging out drinking?
Yes.
Would it also be fair to say that you occasionally drink too much?
Objection, Roberts.
And guys, you just gotta know, imagine this is your life. Imagine this is you sitting up here on the stand at, in the middle of someone's murder trial, and this someone happens to be your ex, who is now representing himself, so he is sitting across from you, and you're a key witness in his murder trial where he's representing himself, and you have to sit up here and play in his face and have him play in yours about this formal situation that's going on here, and act like some sort of this is some sort of respectable procedure, when I'm sure all she wants to do is lash out and just cry. I mean, I would break down. I don't know how she can keep a straight face and take this whole thing seriously. And if you'll notice, throughout the course of the trial, and I guess I'll just let him do it, and then I'll point it out whenever he finally does it, because I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Sustain.
Would it be fair to say that Well, let me back up. What were you drinking?
Yeah,
A Mark's
back up.
Hard beverage.
Were you aware that it was said that you were actually drinking vodka?
No.
Objection.
Hold on. When there's an objection, I need to rule on it first, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Sustain that mischaracterizes the previous testimony. Next question.
So it would be fair to say that you were drinking.
Getting ate up.
Would it be fair to say that you were a little intoxicated?
I was not.
It's like the same question over and over
How
again.
much did
I
you
don't-
drink that day?
I don't know.
One of the Mike's Hard alcohol
Oh my God.
beverage.
Objection, Your Honor.
And around
Relevance.
what time of the day was that?
I would like to
I don't
object now.
remember.
Was it shortly before meeting up with the alleged
Huh?
defendant, or was it sometime before?
It was before.
Okay. Okay. All right. There he went. There he goes. This is what he does that just irked my soul to the core. The alleged defendant, like he, or he would say like, when you went to go meet up with Mr. Brooks, did y'all blah 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 blah, or what is your understanding of the alleged defendant did this, that, and the other? I'm just like, and people were like genuinely entertaining him. So some of them weren't. Some of them were like just basically saying, answering him in first person and just saying not entertaining this whole charade of like calling him Mr. Brooks or acting like they're not talking about the person that's questioning them. They're talking about this like, invisible figure that's not in the courtroom. This like defendant, this, ghost of a defendant that's nobody can see, but Gerald Brooks is the one representing this guy who's, he's not in the courtroom at the time, but he's actually me. It's like that Spider-Man meme where like he takes off the mask and like it's him. So it's like that whole situation, and she entertains it. Like, I'm so sorry, but like if that was me and I was having to deal with this, first of all, you have dragged me now into this situation where, first of all, I'm going to be traumatized for the rest of my life because you have, gotten into a fight with me, and then I don't know if they get into it or if they get into it later, but basically, like, their fight was that, like, he tried to, at the end of the fight, run her over with his vehicle. So he started off that way, and he had it in his mind, I guess, from the jump that he was going to run someone over with his car that day. And so after all of that, you're sitting in the courtroom having to entertain him with his delusions of this legal career that he never had. He's interviewing you, he's cross-examining you, and you got the audacity to call him Mr. Brooks or like entertain him and say like, oh, the defendant. Like, no, I would say you, I'd be referring to you, the person right in front of me. Like, I just couldn't do it. I could not do it. So it really, it confused me as to why people were actually going along with that. But I don't know, some people are just stress and like pressure hits people differently. So I guess I can't speculate on it, but I don't think I would have been able to sit there and do that little theater that they were doing.
Did you have anything to drink after?
No, I did not.
You stated that you were engaging in a conversation with the alleged defendant via the telephone. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Texts,
The alleged defendant,
phone
by the
calls?
way.
Yes.
Were those
You
texts
are
and
the
phone
alleged
calls
defendant.
of what nature were they of?
Me and Mr. Brooks were arguing throughout the day.
Nature.
In the texts
See?
and phone calls?
We
Girl.
were.
If there were,
Ma'am.
if the conversation was argumentative, why would you agree to meet up with the alleged defendant?
I do not know.
And some might say he's got a good point there. There's no victim blaming here. There is no accountability. I feel like other than the accountability she needs to take in the situation whatever it is between him and her. There's no accountability on her part for what happened in the parade, but that is kind of a good question. Why did you go meet up with him? And we've all been here, guys. We've all done this, especially females. You know, we're emotional beings. We're fixers. You know, we like to fix, and so I can definitely relate to her and empathize and even understand why she would. But this is where we need to, you know, we need to make better judgment calls, and we need to strive to be better and choose better for ourselves, because, you know, he would have eventually gone off in some other way. Don't get me wrong. It's not to say that, like, oh, this could have all been avoided had, you know, because I don't believe that. I think that everything happens for a reason. And like I said, Daryl Brooks was a bomb waiting to go off. But, you know, for your own sake and your own protection, we need to start making better choices for ourselves. And that's all I'll say about that.
Do you recall how the meetup was supposed to be set up?
I don't recall.
Did you at any
Set up.
time ask the alleged defendant to meet up with you?
Well, I told Mr. Brooks where I was.
Did you at any time ask
Girl,
to meet up with the alleged defendant?
No, I did not.
So it would be fair to say that the alleged defendant just came where you were?
Yes, I told you where we were. And obviously, we were going to hang out. I never told Mr. Brooks to hang out with me. I told him where we were.
oh girl, you almost did it.
So
You almost
Why
did
would-
it.
if there was
God,
an
this is
argumentative
painful.
conversation prior to you meeting up with the alleged defendant, why would you tell the alleged defendant where you were?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
Yeah.
You just
That's what you
stated
just
that
asked her,
you really
buddy.
don't know the city of Waukesha. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
So
Okay, so I'm going to stop him right there. And what do you guys think about this situation? Like I said, like, just imagine this being you and your life, you know, the mother, father, you know, partner, whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it may be, and you get into this situation where you have to deal with something like this. I mean, literally, what do you do? I don't know how I would be able to handle this. I think I would have, I don't know how I would have kept it together. She seemed pretty well self-contained. I feel like I'd have just would have been a mess. I would have been broken down. I would have been angry. I would have just been, I just don't know how these people do this. Like, testify in open court and don't get so angry, you know, that they, I don't know, that they just go off, you know. But I guess at that point I don't know, you just have to you have to kind of contain yourself, because otherwise it might give some sympathy points to, you know, this person or whatever, if you don't keep your cool and if you don't present, like, you know, a stable argument and a stable side of your story. So I don't know, it just seems really, really hard to do, and I respect her for getting up there and facing this, but my only critique of her would have been, girl, why are you entertaining his little theater? Please, he does not need to be addressed as Mr. Brooks. He doesn't need to be addressed as the defendant. He is the defendant. He is the murderer. Let's please stop entertaining him. Please, can we do that? And I get the trial is over. I'm just speaking, like, you know, in hypothetical terms. But you guys get it. You'll get it. Okay, so let's move on to our next clip. And this was the clip that we looked at here was still the very, very first week. So they had the first day where he was still in his jail uniform, his jail clothes, and so they continued on with more of the prosecution's case. And so that was still from this first week where he was still wearing the orange jumpsuit. Then now we're going to move on into the very next week, which was like day 4, or I think day 4 or 5 of the trial, and he finally decides to come back to court in a suit, and this is what he had to say on the beginning of that week of the next week of the trial. So let's start off with this.
The lunch hour or when we come back, or even at the end of the day, but I would like to bring the jury out. But of course, Mr. Brooks, I need to turn to you first and see if there's any issues you believe the court should address.
Very briefly, I just want to state this for the record that
Briefly, you?
I would like to issue the court an apology from me
Wow.
in regards to my actions last
Oh,
week
wow.
during the trial. I just want the court to understand it's very emotional right now. Not only for just the whole
yeah.
situation of the trial, the families here that have to go through, you know, everything that's going to be involved with the trial, but also.
Well, isn't that just a shocking statement he just made? I mean, he recognizes that there's victims of him. Like, his victims are gonna have to hear his crazy antics and all of his outbursts and his disrespectful language, and he's actually acknowledging that. I'm shocked. I am. I didn't realize he had it in him, guys. I really didn't. And so, what do you think his angle is right here? Look at his whole face. It's like changed. You know, you can see like he's got like the softer eyebrows. Like he's got the eyes that's like he looks like he's not as angry, and he's trying to put on this like sympathetic or empathetic face where he's just like he's really sorry. Like he's very sorry for his misconduct. He's not sorry for running his vehicle into the middle of a Christmas parade and mowing down 6 people and killing them and injuring countless others, but he's real sorry about being disruptive in court. He just didn't. He's gonna do better, guys. He's gonna do better.
Also, my family as well and myself is very, very emotional, but not to excuse my actions. I should carry myself with better respect than that. I wasn't raised that way, and
Wow.
you, Your Honor, in the
Wow.
court,
Oh,
an
yeah?
apology, and I'm going to stand up as a man and tell the whole court and you, Your Honor, that I apologize to the bailiffs that
The camera. Wait. The cameraman was not ready for that. He was not ready. He said, "I'm gonna stand up." Normally, that's like a figurative speech, like a figure of speech. Like I'm gonna stand up for what I believe in or whatever the fuck he said. But he took it there. He said, "I'm gonna go all the way with this performance. I'm gonna give it my best." Like this is Oscar-worthy performance level here right now. He's going for the gold, guys, and so you have to give him credit for his dedication to this performance that he's giving. But the cameraman, he needs to be a little quicker on the uptake because he was not ready for that pan up.
apologize for my actions. Like I said, that's not how I was raised. I come from a Christian background. My mother did not raise me that way. She did not raise me, to act out
Interesting.
frustration and irritation.
Very
and
interesting.
anger. And I just wanted everybody to know.
So, Christian, you say, huh? Let's think about that. Christian? You were raised Christian? Okay. All right. Jesus was a forgiver. He was a very forgiving person, and I just hope you're ready for some big repentance because you've got a lot on your plate, sir, for the big guy, okay? But apparently he was not raised like this. His mom apparently did not raise him to get in his car and first try to run over the mother of his child after physically assaulting her, and then proceeding to run over countless strangers at a Christmas parade. Him being Christian and all, Christmas parade, Christian. It's kind of funny. It's not funny, but it's like a weird, coincidence. And but he wasn't raised that way, guys. That's not how his mother taught him. She taught him differently than that. She taught him don't do that. Can any of us relate? I know that's not really that common for your mom to teach you not to run over people. But, I know my mom taught me not to do that. So, what about you guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Was that your upbringing as well? Or was that just kind of common knowledge, common sense?
Know that I apologize for my actions, and I'm going try my best to, whatever happens, to conduct myself with respect and with respect to the court. And I just wanted y'all to know that the prosecution,
Wow.
judge, bailiffs,
Oh, wow.
clerks, reporters, everybody, the audience, everybody here. I just wanted y'all to know that.
The audience.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. I do
Okay.
appreciate that. Understandably so, this is
Interesting. So, the judge, you know, of course, she's gracious. She has to be, like I said in the previous video, she is doing her very best. And I respect her and I commend her for this because it takes a lot, I'm sure, to deal with this man in this courtroom the way that she and everyone else is being forced to deal with him. But it is for everyone's own good, and it is serving a purpose in that she does not want there to be any question on appeal that this man had any disadvantage in the courtroom. Every step of the way, he knew exactly what he was getting himself into, and that's why she has been so meticulous in allowing for all of these different outbursts to happen. She has been so meticulous in reading out case law whenever he decided that he wanted to dismiss his lawyers and represent himself. You know, she made sure that she was going through all the processes, all the procedures to the T, so that way, you know, because eventually he is going to appeal this. We all know this, guys. He's going to take this as far as he can go, because at this point he knows he has nothing else to live for. He is a dead man walking. He's going to spend the rest of his life behind bars, possibly even get killed behind bars. Who knows, you know, what the people are going to do to him in there. And this is all he has, is this little theater play that he is putting on for himself. So he's going to take this as far as he can take it. So we all know he's going to appeal, and so she is doing a great job to sew this up perfectly to where there is going to be no grounds really at all to even question any of these court proceedings and what transpired during his trial. You know, and I think she's doing a great job of it, because it couldn't be me, guys. It could not be me. So finally, the last thing we're going to get into is one of the dancing grannies testified, and she was one of the victims of like the big group of grannies that marched in this parade every single year. And out of the 6 people that were killed of this group, 4 of them were a part of this dancing grannies squad. And like it was 3 of the dancing grannies, and then like one of the guys that was like there on the sidelines helping. So this is the group that he affected the most out of everyone. I mean, obviously everyone was affected, you know, in horrific and traumatic and equally as terrible ways, but I'm talking about like casualty wise. This was the most affected group, was the dancing granny. So this testimony is from one of those ladies. Her name is Laura Thien, and let's listen to the last couple minutes of this video and her testimony, which I thought was really heartbreaking and moving, and I thought she handled herself with grace and dignity and respect as well in the face of this weirdo monster. So let's get into this, guys.
Or A, I believe. And you said after it struck your group, it continued going in the left hand?
Yes.
side? Do you know what group was in front of you?
What was in,
I'm sorry, do you know what parade group was in front of the dancing grannies? And if you don't remember, that's okay.
yeah, I'm not real sure.
That's fine.
for the record, the court did capture the annotation and marked it as 54A.
After the vehicle went by, what did you do?
After when I noticed that vehicle in front of me, and then it went toward the left and continued going down, it all happened in a matter of seconds. And after the car kept going, I looked on the road, and all I seen were bodies. I thought I was in a war, because there were just so many, and I just went into shock, and I just grabbed my jacket like this and went to each body to see who it was and if I could help.
You said that you grabbed your jacket. You held both sides of your jacket up to your neck area. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes, I just
Objection,
I think I
relevancy.
needed,
Hold on. The objection's noted, it's overruled. Her answer and the description provided for the record by Attorney Basie, I would note, was accurate. You may continue.
Grounds for the overrule.
Already noted.
Oh my God.
So you
Poor
said that you were in
lady.
shock.
I just went into shock, seeing the bodies. I needed to hold on to something, I think. So I just grabbed this and just went from body to body. And then the people were running into the road with blankets, and anybody that was in the medical group quick came and were helping the people that were laying in the road to see if they could help.
The people that you saw laying in the road, were all of those people from your...
Okay, so I'm gonna jump right on over to this other video. No, wait, hang on 1 second, sorry. Oops, that is the wrong video. 1 second, guys. I wanted to get into the court TV video of her because there was more footage of Daryl Brooks actually interacting with her, and that's what I kind of wanted to show you guys. So let me try to find that really quick. But isn't that just like horrific? I mean, same thing, like it's basically, he's basically just victimizing all of these people over and over and over again. And for what reason? Like, the thing about this trial and him doing this that really sticks out to me is that why do we allow this? Why do we allow for people to represent themselves in court like this, especially people like Daryl Brooks, who obviously has mental issues, you know, not to the point where he's incompetent, but to the point that he is, you know, he's disturbed. He's a disturbed individual. And all he is doing is making a mockery of our court system, and he is making a mockery of these victims and what they went through. And it just goes to show you, I mean, it really makes me wonder, is like, because he is doing this and all of the coverage and the publicity that he's getting from doing this, you know, all I can think is like watching this, it's going to cause a ripple effect. And so it's going to cause more and more people to think that like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to commit a crime and like this is how I can get famous off of it. You know, if the news doesn't talk about my crime, if I don't do a big enough one that it gets news coverage, then I can represent myself in court and do this whole like, you know, explosive, you know, just completely like what's the word I'm looking for? Like just outrageous, you know, display during the court proceedings to make myself famous or get a little bit of notoriety when it comes to this case. So I feel like it's going to encourage things like that to happen. And I just feel overall we need to re-examine the whole process of allowing defendants to represent themselves in court, especially if they're not certified in law. Especially, I feel like that would be the only way I could see them allowing it, because at least then that they know the decorum of the courtroom and there's no excuse for anything like this, because this is just a slap in the face to all of the victims and the people in that courtroom. I mean, he's victimizing people that he, you know, all over the place. He's victimizing me at this point, I feel, because this is just disturbing, and it's just sad to see him sit up here and denigrate this little old lady like this. It's just really heartbreaking. So I want to get to some more of her testimony where he was going back and forth with her, and that'll be the last thing we'll see, guys.
The driver at all?
No, I don't have eyes in the back of my head.
Do you recall what happened when people were struck by the vehicle?
No, I couldn't see them being struck from where I was. Like, the vehicle was big, and it was after the vehicle went through our group that I seen all the people that were struck.
Julie, the jury watching multiple angles of graphic video.
So, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys, because his demeanor changed a little bit when he got up to cross-examine this woman, and it becomes relevant because shortly thereafter, this cross-examination had to basically be cut off by the judge, and everyone was taken out of the courtroom, like the jury and everybody was taken out. And he basically went on a rant after that. So shortly after making a promise of he was going to be on his best behavior, he was going to do right by these proceedings, and he was sorry for being disrespectful. Not even like, not even a week later, like days or maybe even hours. Might have been the same day. I'm not 100% sure. He is already enraged at this woman's testimony, and realizes that it makes him look bad, and he is visually aggressive with her in a way that the judge had to stop the cross-examination and allow him to make a 50-minute speech as to why the case should be dismissed, which the judge ceremoniously ended up just disregarding everything that he had to say. But it's just amazing the things that he is putting these people through all over again. And it's the fact that we allow this, as, and it good or bad, I guess, I don't know. I don't really see the good in allowing people to represent themselves in court. I don't see that. But you guys let me know what y'all think down in the comments, because I could be missing something, or y'all could, have a better understanding of it than me. I'm just really not sure what the positive is in allowing someone to do something like this and re-victimize everyone all over again and make a complete fool out of everyone in that courthouse. So, what did you guys think of all the testimony we saw today and Daryl Brooks in general? I mean, what kind of sicko is this? I still to this day cannot fully grasp what it is we're seeing, because it's so incredible to watch something like this transpire right before our very eyes, understanding what it is that he did, and then seeing this behavior in real time. It's one of a kind, guys. It's straight out of hell, okay, if you ask me. So y'all please let me know in the comments down below. Please like this video if you liked it, guys. I would greatly appreciate that. For the next part in this series, we're just going to keep going, and I'll be pulling clips from the trial. We'll be watching them, discussing, and until we basically get through the whole thing. And so there'll probably be just 4 or 5 more videos. I'm still not sure yet, and we're going to get through it. We're going to look at some of the highlights of this trial and how he was able to just make such a disgusting display of himself, and what we can learn from it, guys. What can we learn from this situation that might help us in the future and help us, streamline our court proceedings, do something. I don't know. Something should be done with him, and something should be done with our court system in general, because this is not it. This is a broken system. So y'all let me know, guys. Please, 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 y'all subscribe to the channel, guys. That literally would mean so much to me. I would love you guys forever, and I mean, just do it. Just do it. There's going to be more content coming that you're going to love to see, and I would love to see you here on my channel as a subscriber. So just do that for me, guys. And yeah, y'all take care. Make sure you guys are staying safe and being diligent. And until next time, guys, I will see y'all later, okay? Bye.